I don't know what the date is. I'm Julie with Heal2, and I'm here to share, answer questions, talk about pain, the pain of health, happiness, success. It's all painful when we don't have it. So if you have questions, this is where you want to be. I've experienced many different types of pain, from depression, anxiety, autoimmune disease, borderline diabetic, eating disorders, alcoholism, drug addiction, and what else? I had ADHD, overthinking, overwhelmed, just plain exhausted, chronic fatigue, chronic pain. And so through different direction, I was able to heal this. And some of it's diet, mindset, exercise. And that's what I thought I knew. But when I got to be 50 years old, everything seemed to change. Everything I knew went out the window. And all of a sudden, I'm stuck. I'm feeling old. Goodbye. Thank you. My son's going to school. What I've spent the last 10 years is learning about patterns, programs. What is going on? I had a 2-year-old. Yeah, or 3. He was 3 by the time I was 50. And all of a sudden, it's like I was gifted with this beautiful child, and I had all this problems with chronic fatigue. And the doctors say, you had a baby at 46. What do you expect? But I don't settle for that, because I know people that are tired at 25 and they're exhausted. I didn't blame the child. I knew there was something going on. Maybe there was something going on with my diet. But what I found is a lot of us, when we have children, go through this feeling of, and I didn't know this, it's in the body. We go back to our inner child. It's in our blood. It's in our cells. It's in our body. Are we going to be a good parent? Are we going to be able to supply our child with a roof, food? Are we going to be okay? Are we going to be able to work and enjoy our family? Are we going to blame the child for something? Are we going to be bad parents? Are they going to be bad children? We go through all this worry and guilt and blame and just stuff, fear. And then you have a spouse. So I didn't grow up with the spouse. I didn't even grow up with a dad. So it seemed like life was easy with a single mom. But when I experienced letting go of a lot of my pain, I was holding on to anger, blame, judgment, the anger of my son's dad leaving. He died in 2016. The guilt of my son's not going to have a dad growing up. And I held on to all that guilt. I had to be mom, dad, and grandparents because I'm an older parent. But I did have the energy to play with him always. But for some reason, when he wasn't there, I was exhausted with chronic fatigue, pain throughout my body. This is because my body didn't feel safe without my son. It didn't make sense to doctors. Doctors are like, well, if you're tired without your son, then there's nothing wrong with you. And that's okay, because really there was nothing wrong with me. It was a feeling that I had that doctors don't know about. Doctors know about symptoms, but they couldn't identify, why do I have so much energy when I'm with my child, no energy without him? And that's where the emotions come in. It's an emotional thing. I didn't feel safe. And when a person doesn't feel safe, you have to figure out, why don't they feel safe? This is where I would be opening up and talking about, I didn't feel safe because something that happened to me when I was 2 years old. And it didn't even go back to me. It went farther back, because what I'm learning is it's my mother's pain, because when I was explaining all this guilt, hi Greg Nelson, where's your blue glass? They didn't go with my outfit today. And they're a little heavy. So my nose seems to run when I use those. A safe space. So when I was explaining to my mom that I've been letting go of all this guilt, blame, anger, it dawned on me, because I've done the work after my son's dad died. I did this like 5 years ago, but I still never felt good. And what I realized when I was explaining this to my mom's like, that sounds like me. And I'm like, well, it's coming through me, which, if you've listened to me, I do share that a lot of our pain is generational trauma. Well, today I woke up and it was my mother's pain. I didn't know it was my mother's pain. So anyways, for some of you who just came on, hi Overwatch. This is about learning about where is your pain coming from? Is this your pain? I talk about anxiety, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, chronic pain. We do not have to suffer. We do not have to be in pain. There's something going on, and it's not. I spent the first 50 years learning and thinking and believing it was all about mindset, diet, eating right, exercise. And when I hit 50, that all went out the window because I gained weight. What would the modern world be if not the booming trauma industry? Well, because they're poisoning us and women are working nowadays. Both parents are working and nobody's taking care of the children at home. They're thrown out to other people. I don't know. I like rowing a boat. Hello, Muffin. Hi. Free Iran. Hey there. So this is all about healing and discovering what's causing us to feel so horrible. And if you don't have any health issues, you don't have anybody that has health issues around you, you don't understand the health issues, this is where you want to be. So through the breath work, many of us, and I know this because when I do the breath work on here, a lot of people cannot do it for the 2 minutes, not even 10 seconds. In my day, we had a way worse with no phony soft trauma consistency. No phony. I'm not sure what that means. That means they had to drive too. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's heal them. I have an itchy gooch. Does breath work help? Yeah, it might be your soap. I'm not sure. Maybe you have a parasite. Learn to read. Greg, are you telling me to learn to read? Did I not read your thing right? I'm sorry. You can't heal. I'm not healing anyone. I'm sharing that people can heal themselves. Okay? I didn't say, so listen, you need to learn to read. I need to learn to read. You need to learn to listen. I'm not here healing anyone. I share how to heal yourself. And with all the healers that I've spent money on, nobody could heal me, and you are correct. They have to dig their way out of the rabbit hole and heal themselves. Can you do about, I don't know who that is, Janet Toolworth. They can't heal themselves. Yes, I share how people can heal themselves. Women were happier when they were homemakers. I don't think so because they didn't get to use their voice. I believe in starting stuff. So I use breath work, and breath work has saved my life. When people have anxiety, you know how they breathe really heavy? Well, if they were breathing properly, they wouldn't have had the anxiety and the trauma, but it's the trapped, stuck energy that's in the body. And for the people that don't believe that you can heal yourself, you're in the wrong place. I share with people, and they will tell me that sometimes they come on here and they're like, I feel better. Go on my YouTube channel and people talk about how they've helped themselves listening to my videos. Can you say, what up, Janet? Yes. You're so gorgeous. Well, thank you. Read the Bible instead. Well, the Bible can take you, lead you to where you need to go, but it's your job to get yourself out of the rabbit hole, right? So I'm going to be doing the breathwork exercise. I'm only here until 9 o'clock. So if you don't know what time it is, I'm in Pacific Standard Time. It's 8:15. And just to let you know, I do share the breath work to help you let go of the pain. So if you have any pain, you want to stay here for that. I'm only going to do it for 2 minutes. You say nothing unique. Good, Greg Nelson. I still love you. You are an unending bumper sticker. I still love you, Greg Nelson, and thanks for being supportive. Yeah, but could you help me learn breath work, heal my itchy? So I told you that could be a parasite. Golly, Grandma, what big Adam's apple you have. Thank you, Coat. I have a hard time seeing. I fell yesterday playing pickleball. It's kind of funny. And so I'm a little off because I fell and I flew into the screen, or the net. Today's my first police training day. I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh, take some deep breaths. So when you get nervous, when you have anxiety, when you have pain, you want to breathe. So we're going to do the breathwork exercise. And congratulations on your first day. How exciting. I like watching those police shows, but I feel for them every single time. Oh my gosh. Um, they seem to know my son well because he's on an e-bike and he's blonde out of all his friends. I'm a sofa king. We totted. I remember that from 30 years ago. It was on a t-shirt. All right, so if you want to do the breath work, if you are struggling with pain, if you are struggling with with anything like anxiety, overthinking, can't calm yourself, couch potato, whatever it is, this breath work helps loosen up that stuck energy. So what I teach is we are not processing our energy. We are not processing our emotions. When people are tired, exhausted, and I've experienced this is how I healed myself and I heal with my clients. I do training on how to do this certain breath work. It's not breathing shallow. It's breathing all the way down to the pit of your stomach. If you are suffering, turn the cloud off and dust off your Bible. I am not suffering at all. So why are you talking like that? I shared in the Bible. I went to church. My friends go to church. They read the Bible. They're suffering. You want to explain that? Again, the Bible can teach you something, but you still have to do the work. All the people that are judging, blaming, feeling guilty, does it explain in the Bible how to let that go? That's the stuck energy in the body. You have to learn to let go. And again, the Bible is a great place for support, but a lot of people don't know where to go to get to let go. I'm sorry. The thought didn't come to me. Again, I'm a little slow today after that big fall. People would suffer for their mistakes. They don't need to suffer for their mistakes. And there are no mistakes, only lessons, right? Does that make sense? People, because you're supposed to learn from what you're doing. And if it's a mistake to you, don't do it again. But how many of us will do the same thing? It will keep happening until you learn the lesson. Yes, they do. It's how we learn. Of course. But a lot of people don't learn very quick, do they? It's kind of like going out with the same type of people and they hurt your feelings, but you don't know what you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to learn that you need to change you when you go out with the same people and they keep hurting you, right? It's the same thing with the same kind of jobs. If people are telling you what to do and hurting your feelings, what are you learning? You're learning that you keep attracting these same horrible jobs with these horrible bosses or people you work with. You need to grow boundaries and strengthen yourself. I misspelled a word and she finally reads it right. It does happen. Can't make this up. Hey, you know what? It's kind of like when you read a sentence and it says, do not do this, but you don't see the not. I know, I'm going to admit it. I do not see that word not. So yeah, do I read well? No, but do you hear well? And I believe you. I want to breathe at the same pace with you. Okay, D-Pro. So this breathing technique, you breathe all the way down to the pit of your stomach. So many people come on here and they say, I can't do it after 10 seconds. It's because you have suppressed emotions and you're not, again, I'm a little off today. Yes, I hear well. I hear every line you mess up. It's okay. I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. I'm entitled to mess up. I'm not perfect, but you wouldn't hear that if I was, when I'm in my group healings, when I'm coaching people, right? Because I don't have to read everything you're saying. I am directing, I am teaching. But this is hard work, hard reading this, trying to get every word right. Again, I'm a better speaker when I'm just directing. It's almost like we're human and imperfect, Greg. Thank you, puppies. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I guess I'm on here 3 weeks, but I'm only on here because someone told me my voice is the only way to get my way out there. My voice is my moneymaker, and I had to learn how to speak. So talking is not my first thing. I was a massage therapist and a Reiki healer working with energy. So learning how to communicate, put the words to my mouth, I had a lot of fear I had to break through. So if I make a mistake, I don't care. We're human. Exactly. So we're going to do the breath work. In the next couple minutes, I'm going to share with you this breath work helps loosen up the stuck, unprocessed energy. And the reason a lot of us are having this tightness in our body, this discomfort, can't get a job, so this is your moneymaker. Big shock. I have a job. I go to work at 9:30. Okay, as I said, if you were listening to me, again, you're not listening. I have to be at work at 9:30. So usually I don't start until 10. So do you want to make fun of me or do you want to be supportive? Yet you're sitting here watching Greg. What's your job? Yeah, he's on here quite often and he's supportive of me. He just doesn't realize, that he's learning something. Okay, so the breathing is, again, I told you I'm a little off, I'm a little slow. But hey, I'm off caffeine. That could be a lot too. Nah, caffeine does nothing for me. My job is loading trucks. I have downtime. Good, Greg. And thank you for being here. I know you're supporting me in a different way, but I do appreciate you. And I know that you're good to some people. Maybe you just don't like me or don't know that you like me. It doesn't matter. Thank you, Drake. All right, so the breath work. This is what has helped me heal all my symptoms and the discomforts that I have. Again, I will teach as much as I can, and it's free advice. So if you can use this, use it in your car. If you need to scream, cry, you want to let the energy out. And I can't read while I'm talking, okay? The energy that's coming out is how you feel about yourself. This stuck energy is, I don't like myself. I don't feel good about myself. I'm sitting on the couch smoking pot or drinking because I'm stuck. I feel unwanted, unloved, unimportant. It goes back to your inner child and maybe what your parents did to you or how you made it about you. Doesn't matter. This breath work has the ability to pull out all that stuck energy. So you want to cry, scream. Screaming's good. I got my pillow here because I leave my window open. All the kids are at school and people I'm hoping are at work. But we're going to do it for 2 minutes. I do this for 30 minutes every day. And I'm going to be back doing it 30 minutes tonight because I didn't have time to do it today. So are you an empath? Many of us are empaths, yes. I do not absorb other people's pain anymore, I hope. I had to learn to experience other people's pain, and my first anxiety attack was after working with a client, and I think I was supposed to go through it to feel what she felt. I saw what she felt, so it was a horrible experience. Since then, I've learned that there's all sorts of different types of anxieties, whether you absorb other people's pain, whether it's your childhood pain, whether it's a fear of moving forward. There's different types of anxiety, and a lot of it's you don't feel good about yourself. Hi, do you support Cat's Eye? The pain needs to be released. Okay, so let's work on releasing that pain through breath work. Okay, I'm going to take my glasses off and so I'm not reading what you say, and focus on the breathing. So you want to make sure you're here. You want to set an intention. What would you like to get out of this 2 minutes? You want to let go of the heaviness. The breath is going to let go of that heaviness. Do you want to let go of the anxiety? Do you want to get off the couch? Do you want to stop smoking or an addiction, whatever's going on? Do you want to stop thinking? After the 2 minutes, you're going to feel a calmness. So I'm going to do it with you for the first minute. And after the second minute, or after the first minute, I'm going to share and keep talking with you, because what's going to happen is you're going to start getting dizzy. Some of you will get dizzy. That dizziness is like a euphoric feeling. It's a symptom. Lay down, sit down, make sure you don't fall over. Keep breathing, because once you get through the symptom, it's just a symptom. You'll feel a lot better. Okay? Any questions? Oh, I guess I should ask if there's any questions. So set an intention. I don't really know what type of empaths there are. How high is it? Does it depend on the height of the measuring person? I don't know what that means, Greg Nelson. Okay, so here we go. In 30 seconds, make sure to keep breathing. You're going to breathe like this. And you're breathing all the way down, really deep to the pit of your stomach. Through your mouth or through your nose, whatever's comfortable. If your mouth gets dry, good. Keep going. Do you have a broke down jet ski? I do not. All right, 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Just start breathing. I'm really off today. And let's begin for 1 minute. Really deep. Keep breathing. If you start getting dizzy, good. That means it's working. In and out. Keep breathing. Breathe in as much as you can. Let out as much as you can without standing. Give that big heavy sigh to tell your body, yes, I mean to let go of all this stuck energy. 1 minute. 1 minute left. Keep going. Keep breathing. I'm going to go ahead and keep talking. Keep going. So I'm feeling really dizzy. I get a lot out of this, even in the 2 minutes. And there's a reason why I fell down yesterday. And I think this has to do with my mother. So a lot of us can be holding on to our parents' emotions. If you were listening to me when I first started, I talked about the fear and the guilt and the anger. Keep breathing. Okay, keep breathing. I'll talk about that story later. I know you're feeling dizzy right now going, Julie, this is not normal. Hyperventilating is a stuck energy. Keep it going. Keep going. 15 seconds left. Keep going. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. I've got a lot of stuff coming up. Okay, go ahead and relax. Go ahead and just breathe normal. And just you'll feel the calmness. You'll feel just the peace. Now, what that is when you do that breath, you're loosening up stuff in your chest. So I was strangled in a past, as a child. And this is about why I wasn't speaking. A lot of stuff had to do with that throat chakra when I was a little girl. So I get a lot of stuff that comes up. When I do breath work, I start coughing, choking, belching. A lot of that stuff comes up. Keep breathing. Your chest's been loosened for years. Yeah, but the body has the trauma in it, and that's what I teach. Greg Nelson, if you know nothing about the cells still holding on to a story from childhood or holding on to generational trauma, you wouldn't understand. And what's going on with you that you have nothing nice to say. Good morning. So this is about letting go of trauma, letting go of the anxiety, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, unmotivated, overthinking. When you start breathing like this, breathing is the air. Breath work is excellent for the mind. It is. My sister cracked my chest by standing on it. Best feeling ever. Sometimes it feels good, depending. She's only 3 years old, sometimes that's how chiropractors adjust people, right? But still, in the cells, there are stories. And that's why a lot of people have problems when they get to be a certain age and all of a sudden they get triggered. So those triggers will, you know what, Caleb? That breathing, I'm sorry, I'm a little off today because I fell down yesterday. My body's a little shaken up. So thanks, Caleb, for your support. So if I yell at my microwave when it beeps at me, does that mean I have anger issues? Probably. Why would you yell at a microwave? Because you're loosening and letting go of something. Why are you yelling at a microwave? That doesn't even make any sense. But I get it, because you get frustrated, and want it to stop. All right, so what that breath work does, you don't have to do it just for 2 minutes. You want to do that breath work when you've had a long day at work. or even at 2 o'clock when you're tired and you've eaten a big lunch. Sometimes you've eaten too much and it makes you tired and your body is trying to absorb it. That's when you're supposed to rest, right? But for some of you who are still just exhausted, do that breath work, and do it along with your coffee or your soda, because it's really, you're not tired to want to drink coffee. You're tired because you're not listening to the body, and it's exhausted because you haven't let go of the stresses of the day. And for the people that were talking about being an empath, Christians, stop spreading political. I don't talk about politics. That means you're mental. Thank you, Alex. Mental what? Mentally sane? Lost everything during the pandemic. Okay, this is about healing. You got to let go of what happened. Why would you yell at a microwave? What kind of people are in here? Tell me about your damn jet ski. I don't have jet skis anymore. Are you right enough about your body remembering childhood? I wouldn't have thought that. So if you listen to me at the beginning, I thought I knew it all about mindset, eating healthy and exercise. And when I hit 50, all of a sudden, after I had my son, and he got to a certain age and my husband died, I started having all these health issues and pain. And I do not believe in pain and suffering. Something is going on. And this is where I learned that we are triggered and we're holding on. And if we're not breathing properly, and yeah, I am having a problem talking today. So if you listen, this is not who I usually am. So something is coming up. And a lot of my stuff is coming up about my mom. So I've healed. Not everybody has generational trauma or curses. I've gone through a spiritual awakening and I've had to heal this. So because I fell yesterday, I think my body is saying we need to work on what's going on with your mom. So a lot of the stuff that when I talked to her and I told her what I'm healing, she's like, that sounds like me. And a lot of the things that triggered me, my husband dying before my son turned 3, my dad dying before I turned 3, my mom going through the same experiences. There's a story here. Don't understand why, but a lot of the stuff I'm holding on to is my mom's energy. I believe enemas are the cure for fatigue. So I did parasite cleanses for 90 days. I've done the detoxes, cleansing the organs. The body, the vessel we're in, yeah, is cleansed, but you still have to do the head part, the mind. Another Gen X buzzword, triggered, eats. Greg Nelson, thanks for your support. Question, any tips towards breaking doom scrolling addiction? Why are people choosing to swim in misery instead of more positive content? He's very supportive of me and I still love him. He likes to say things to try and trigger me, but I still love him. And he's here because subconsciously he's learning something. Can you say my name? Why do you get so triggered over someone saying the word triggered? I'm not getting triggered. Okay, so on the addiction, somebody said about the addiction. So doom scrolling, there's something just like any other addiction, laying on the couch, watching TV, sleeping. Like I slept a lot of my life away. And I'm going to take these off because these glasses, you know what? I think these are the glasses. The glasses are making me really dizzy. I think those are the wrong glasses for me. That's what's going on. I bought them and they're the wrong, like they were making me really, ow, wow, that feels a lot better. It's amazing how the wrong lenses can make you feel, maybe that's what was making me feel off. So scrolling, you want to breathe into, we're going to do the exercise in the next couple minutes again. The breath work, you have stuck energy in the body. And you're holding on to something that's keeping you from moving forward. Life is not about addictions. My mom doesn't have addictions. She didn't drink, smoke, eat junk food, lay around. She's actually one of the normal ones. But my grandmother, I'm more like my grandmother. In order to get rid of the scrolling, you want to do that breath work and you want to set the intention and ask, why do I keep scrolling? It's the same reason that people drink, smoke, eat. You're addicted to it because you're tuning out and avoiding something going on in your life? Does it keep you from living life? Like, does it keep you from going out with friends? A lot of people are scrolling. I go to restaurants and people are all on their cell phones instead of talking to each other. It's because you're uncomfortable with yourself. So if this makes any sense with you, this is how I discovered why I was drinking. I didn't know how to be comfortable being around people without a drink. Now I can be comfortable. I can be comfortable with one person, but not like three or four. I didn't even speak in front of three or four people. I was always silent unless I was drinking. So if you're scrolling, you may not be comfortable, and ask, am I comfortable in my own skin? And what I do, you know what? I'm just going to do the exercise right here for the one that's scrolling. Now the blue ones are on the other side. They're too heavy for my nose. I always have to, like, my nose starts running and I don't have any Kleenex close by. So if you want, name that discomfort in your body. Let's just say we're working on scrolling. We're going to call scrolling Scooter. Okay, Scooter, why do you want me to scroll all the time? And while you're asking, feel into it. And this works with addiction. This is what I share with people, and people tell me it works. But sometimes you have to go a little deeper. So, Scooter, you want to ask Scooter, why? Why do you want to scroll all the time? What does it do for you? It keeps you from thinking, worrying about stuff. It distracts you. And I'm kind of giving you an idea of what could happen, what it will say. Life is all about addictions. If you have a plan of what to do when you're reaching for whatever, then you're less likely to pick up the impulsory. Your addiction to internet. Charlie, no one understood that. Yeah, I don't know. I pray you find the strength to get a job and contribute to society. I don't know who you're talking to, but I am contributing to society. Getting an addiction is connecting with people. Getting an addiction is distracting you from being around people because you're not comfortable in your own skin. So that's why a lot of people have to drink to be around people, or eat, or a lot of people will seclude themselves. You look at crystal meth people, they're always taking things apart and staying alone by themselves. I have ASPD, don't know how to show empathy sometimes, but people really get hurt. So you might feel like no sympathy because nobody gave you any sympathy as a child. And I didn't show sympathy. When people were crying, I'm like, what are you crying about? I was really bad about it. But when I was a child, it takes that one moment where nobody's paying attention to you or nobody's saving you from getting hurt. I've shared my story many times. Like when you're crying and somebody's hurting you, you disconnect. And when you disconnect, it's kind of like when you're getting hurt or you're getting yelled at, even when you're getting ignored, you can disconnect and you're like feeling like, well, nobody cares about me. Then you stop caring about yourself. And as soon as you stop caring about yourself, you stop caring about other people. And so what you have to do is learn how to care about yourself, but you have to want to care about yourself. And as soon as you start learning to love yourself and care, then you start opening up and caring about others. We were taught to always care about other people first, but not care about ourselves, which is actually wrong. Calling it a phone addiction is a cop out there. No, a lot of people, are you kidding? You see the kids out there, they're all sitting against the garage on their cell phones. Nobody's interacting. It's a horrible situation. Yeah, it's an addiction. It's all about choosing the right addiction. So some people might quit. Kids are too young to start doing the drinking. So they're 5, 6, 7 years old and they already have a cell phone or they have a tablet, and they've already got an addiction. What it'll do is it'll move into video games, and sometimes they'll be around kids and start smoking pot. A lot of them are not going out of the house and their parents can't get them out of their house. Well, first of all, it comes from the parents not interacting with them. They feel ignored. And as soon as they try and start wanting to hang out with the kids, they have so much anxiety they can't deal with it because they're not used to it. So it does come with the parents. interacting with them. Now, if they're working 8 to 5 and then they're angry when they come home because they hate their job and they can't make enough money, they start yelling at the kids. The kids don't want to be around the parents. So it works so many different ways. Enemas do not cure addiction. Enemas clean out your system of clogged junk, parasites and mucus. You need some mucus, but there's some bad mucus. I know, because I've been there. It didn't cure my addiction. Addiction is an emotional problem that's blocking you from living life. You're avoiding something. And a lot of times we have addictions because we don't think we're a good child. So a lot of the kids that I've worked with, I don't do kids normally, but I work with kids and I've talked to them and they tell me they have anxiety. They think they're a bad child. That's where a lot of that comes from. And it builds on top of that. If you think you're a bad child, you're going to tune out, disconnect from people because you don't think anybody wants to be around you. I was crying when my uncle was hurting me. Then he stopped and he got milkshakes. Is that true? You're just making it up. So a lot of people that molest children, is that why you bring it up? A lot of people will molest a child, tell them to be quiet and don't tell anybody, and I'll get you a milkshake. Is that why you're bringing it up? Just because I share about molestation? And so it's like, if I let them do things to me, they'll reward me. And then you feel shame, but you hold on to it. And you look at, if people hurt me, they will reward me, and it becomes a pattern and a program that it's okay to let people hurt me because I'll get rewarded. Never let your happiness depend on someone else. Absolutely, Charlie. I share this story quite often that I work with a lot of people that have money and they're still not happy. I work with people that tell me they're like, why is it when I give my wife a beautiful present, a Hummer, I buy her a house, I buy her expensive stuff, she doesn't appreciate it? Well, sometimes they don't appreciate it because that's not what they wanted. They wanted maybe comfort, holding hands. Maybe they wanted a nice romantic weekend away, not a new car. I mean, you got to ask them. And sometimes there's that love language. So a lot of people are not happy right now, and that's why they're scrolling on their phone. I hope that makes sense. Because they're not happy within themselves. So happiness comes from the inside. So we're going to do that breath work again for 2 minutes. You need more study than just using feeling, lady. I've been studying for 40 years. I keep forgetting that I'm not as old as I think I am. So yeah, I've done studies for 40 years working with doctors and wellness doctors. So I have a lot behind me, a lot of wisdom. And I've spent the last 10 years learning about mental and emotional trauma. So you're more than welcome to leave, but it's through the breath work we have trapped, suppressed emotions. She's relying like the ridiculous was a real. Whatever. If you truly want to heal people, I'm not healing people. I'm telling people they can heal themselves. You must do the study and learn the proper ways to heal people, not push them away from it. If you truly want to heal people, are you talking about me? I do heal people every day. I'm not sure if you're talking about me, because if I'm pushing people away from it, I don't think you're talking about me. YouTube has a lot of content. I get 11 jet skis a week. Cool. If you have a phone scrolling addiction, guys, get an enema. All right. So we're going to do the breath work again. And remember, this works to let go of the stuck energy. Many of us stopped breathing. We are focusing on using breath work to let go of trauma in the life, whether it's anxiety. This lady has no idea what she's even doing, so you are healing or not. Well, then what are you doing here? Why don't you go somewhere else? It's okay. I'm ready for the breath work. Thanks, Caleb. All right. I know what they're doing. They're trying to discourage me, and I applaud you. Thank you, because this is really healthy for me to keep going. And it's people that are like, I know there's bots on here, And I know there's people that are enemies on here because they're trying to get me to stop doing this. But I'm not like the other people. I've done the work. I have healed myself. I have healed the judgment and the cruelty, and it bounces off of me now. And I still love you guys. I'll check it out. Thanks. That fat Muppet. Fat Muppet, did he say something? Is Fat Muppet even on here? Oh, wait, wait. Let me see. I know Fat Muppet. Okay, you should watch Welcome to the Blah. It's an anime about shut in. It's very good. Okay, let's do the breath work. Let's do it. So 2 minutes is all it takes. You can do this. Again, I do it longer, but because people are coming on and off, I don't want to people will not understand what breath work is. But breath work helps loosen up the stuck energy. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can't read. It helps loosen up because we do not process our energy. We do not process. So the reason people feel heavy by the time they hit 45, 50, it's because their body is over processed of information. They have not let the information out. So the reason they feel heavy and old and stuck and anxiety and all these emotions is because they don't process. And that's where meditation comes in. And that's where a lot of the health issues. So if you haven't listened to me, I've healed fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, ADHD, chronic pain. What was the other one? There's a whole bunch of them. And this, I did it through breath work. So breathing is easy, right? Anybody can do it. I'm not charging you here. I'm sharing what has helped me. Mind you, there are healers that probably could just shake your hand and they've healed you. I know there's the spiritual activator, if you want to look them up. There's a spiritual activator. I know there's science, Caroline Leaf. My kitty wants to even do the breath work. See, she's right here. She likes to feel the energy. Okay, so let's start breathing, right? When people breathe and they can't do this longer than 10 seconds, it's because the stuck energy is in the body. When you breathe completely, it will loosen up the oxygen. You need oxygen to get to the body. It goes completely to every cell in the body, going to where the trauma is and helps loosen it up, right? So you can laugh at me and say, yeah, this is just breathing. Everyone knows how to breathe, but they're not breathing properly. They breathe shallow. And that's why they can only do it for 10 seconds. When I start saying breathe deep like this, you can breathe through your mouth, through your nose, and you start coughing and crying and screaming. It's because you're letting go of the stuck energy. And I took my glasses off, so I stopped reading and focused because I know people really want to listen to this. So start breathing. I can see the second hand. We're going to start in 10 seconds. And make sure you stop thinking. Set an intention. What do you want to change? What do you want to feel? You want to have more energy. You want to let go of stuff, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. 2 minutes. I'm only going to do it for 1 minute and I'll start talking because I am starting to get dizzy because a lot of stuff comes up. Dizziness is a symptom of stuff coming up. I am a breathwork healer and I am certified, okay? This is how I help my clients and also setting intentions. Keep breathing. The only reason you can't breathe like this is because there's stuck energy and fear. We're at 1 minute. Keep going. I know you're thinking, I'm getting dizzy, I'm getting emotional. Let the emotions come up. You've got this. Let it come up. This is what you're here for, to let go of the stuck energy. This is why you don't feel good, is because the energy is stuck in there. Let it come up. Keep breathing. I do this an hour every day and I've let go. I cry, I scream, I choke, I cough, I belch. That's because all the stuck energy comes up. Some people even fart. Some people start laughing. They start yawning. 15 seconds. Give it all you got. One big inhale. Okay, start breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth and just calm down. Feel the awareness. Feel the peacefulness. Feel the calmness. And tell me how you feel. For everybody that did it, for everyone else that's just talking, don't know what I'm talking about because you just came on. It's just a very calming. It gets you out of that discomfort. Is there discomfort? Yes, because you set the intention to let it go. Thank you, Mask. So again, this is how I took a breathwork detox healing course. I did this through Kundalini yoga, and 3 years ago, I started healing a lot of my symptoms. I started doing this every day for an hour, and some of the symptoms weren't mine. Some of them were generational trauma. So I talk about that. Hey, from England, thanks for being here. Is everyone following her? Good work, New Age hippie grandma. Thanks, Greg Nelson, and thanks for still being here. So yeah, I've healed those symptoms, and through some of you can go to yoga, but a lot of my friends that go to yoga, thanks, Conrold. All the men dying, there's a pattern here. Thank you. So a lot of people can laugh and say, oh, it's just breathing. You're teaching me how to breathing. But the problem is we're not really breathing completely. And that's what the problem really is going on. Does it heal your waist size? It actually does. I've lost 35 pounds because I was holding on to stuck energy. And a lot of it wasn't even mine, it was my mother's. How should I breathe from the mouth or nose? You can do either one. Here, I'll just show you. You breathe all the way down to the pit of the stomach. I used to do this in the car, and I would release so much emotion. I have tried hot yoga. I actually was throwing up that night. It was horrible. I never wanted to go back again. I had so much pain. I actually had diarrhea, vomiting. That means there's a lot of stuck stuff coming out. So a lot of people say, oh, yoga's bad for you because it made me throw up. But it means there's a lot of stuff that's you're holding on to, a lot of trauma. And that's a good way of coming. That's just not the way I wanted to do it. But yeah. And I was having anxiety when I went into it because there was a lot of anxiety going on in my life. Don't forget it don't forget to like, my friends. Thank you, Conrad, Michael. Conrad. You know, all the writing is in white and it's hard to see. I guess I should wear black so I can see the writing. Thank you all for your support. And yeah, so the breath work, when I would do this, I would do it on the way to the gym. All types of stupid. Darth, you know what? If it healed my symptoms, I'm going to share it. Just like every healer talks about what worked for them. And this is just breathing. It's free advice. Would you want to try something if you're having a hard time getting off the couch and scrolling, learning about what's going on? I'm sure they go to all the different healers and do this. But hey, thanks for your support. Guys, let's be honest here. She's still looking fine. Oh, you're so sweet. You should tell your friends about that lovely channel. I do. All healers, really, but here I am. I'm feeling good. I'm 60 years old. I'm feeling better than I did 5 years ago. So yeah, for 60 years old, I can still play pickleball, lift weights. There's no more anxiety. I'm not laying on the couch. I don't have addictions. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke. So yeah, I'm going to share how I got off drinking and how I learned to be comfortable in my own skin. For all you that have to scroll on your phone or drink alcohol to be with your friends or say mean things, I'm okay with people saying mean things because I used to be the same, just like you. You're not 60. You're 60 years old and you look like, so what? I'm sharing that I feel good when I was feeling heavy. And I didn't feel that good 10 years ago. I felt heavy. I could barely walk. So, yeah, I share my story and I'm proud of it because I wouldn't be where I am right now. I would be just like you, criticizing people, disbelief, believing you can't feel good. But I do believe you can feel good because even when I was in my 20s, the doctors told me you'll be a diabetic by the time you're 30. I'm 60 and I'm not a diabetic. I'm brave enough to speak on here and say how I healed myself. I don't care if I look old. I care about how I feel. And I'm here to share that all of you can feel that way too. Okay? It took a lot to come on here to say, I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself. I am proud of who I am. And I speak it. I would have not been able to speak it 10 years ago because I feared speaking. I feared of what people would say. I'm not afraid anymore. And you're still here and you come on every single day. And I thank you for that. Thank you, Nirdo. Thanks, Caleb. And again, when we do the breath work, this is what saved my life. And not all that, there's a lot of techniques out there. I mean, I do it drug free. Nobody's healed themselves through doing the shaman, doing the mushrooms. Mushrooms, I did try the mushrooms. I did not get what I get out of breath work. So you get the same thing, but without the drugs. You get to that euphoric feeling. I do the breath to get to that euphoric feeling. 60 used to be the old. Now I'm wanting 60 years, girlfriend. How old are you, Blast? We young people are happy with your channel now. Thanks you, Conraldo. Rald Mick. I'm having a hard time with these words. I love watching. Me too, Blast. 47, cool. So just to let you know, I had a baby at 46. And miracle. People said there's no way you'll have a healthy baby. It happened by chance. And when doctors told me I could never have a child. And he's the one that's made me want to make myself a better person, get off the drugs, the alcohol. He's the one that helped me get out in public and be around people. I just started telling him because I wanted to make sure I would keep moving forward. I'm on TikTok also, so a lot of my supporters come on TikTok, but one of my phones is not working, so usually I do both at the same time. A baby is a terrible, you know what? He's the one, I have more energy than people at 25. So no, it's not, that's a belief. He's the one that makes me want to be a better person. And I have amazing energy. We still play pickleball. It's weird how every generation retains youth longer. You have no supporters. I have a lot. Now, how do you know that? Is that a belief? How do you know I don't have any supporters? Do you go on my Facebook? Do you see my friends? Do you see the people? Oh, look, it's almost 9 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me. And the ones that aren't supporting me, you actually are supporting me by being here. People can do what they want. Yes, and she does. Thank you. So I would not be here if I did not learn to stop judging myself. I love that people judge me because that means they have belief issues. They have the belief that they can't be a better person, that they can only say mean things. I love it because I was one of those people that believed that I could never be a speaker. And now I can speak without drinking. I am proud of myself. My homegirl is 60 and she can dance. I dance. I don't care what people say when I go to a concert. I dance and I sing without a drink. I loved it. I actually had less problems than most people at 25. I had no symptoms. I didn't even know I was pregnant for 4 months. I thought I was in menopause, to be honest, because they say you can't get pregnant. More women are having babies after 40 because you can. It's doctors that want you to hurry up and have babies. I didn't waste my 20s. I owned a company. I didn't waste my 20s. I was working, supporting. I had a house. I had my son. I really wanted to have a house for my child. I didn't get married because I wanted to focus with somebody that wanted to have children. So I focused on my career, and I was actually almost retired at 45, and then I got pregnant. So I came back to work. You threw your 20s in the bin. No, why would you say that? You know, were you there in my 20s? I was having a good time. I was living it up. I don't believe that people should be having I mean, I believe people should have families when they want to have families, but I wanted to work on my career, buy my house. I bought my own house. I didn't rely on a man, and I took care of just enjoying life, learning. This is where I was working with wellness doctors, learning about how to heal, and here I am, thinking I knew it all. And what it is I learned about wellness. You know, walking trails, hugging trees, being calm, right? Mindset, diet. I ate very healthy. I drank a lot of water with my alcohol. Yeah, I can laugh about it. I don't drink anymore. And the mindset, the eating healthy, drinking a lot of water, making sure you go to the bathroom. I know everything physically to do, but what I didn't know was mentally and emotionally. When things don't work out, it's because there's something going on with you. When you have programs and patterns that are repeating themselves, unhealthy people, still getting sick all the time, there's something breaking down, falling down. There's a program running that keeps you from living your life and having the life you love. My problem was I didn't like to speak. Who cares if I can't spell? It's not about spelling. It's about speaking. I had to speak, learn to speak. When people told me that I wouldn't amount to anything, but I did. I made more money than most of my friends, but I was going to make more money when I learned how to speak. And that was my fear, because as I was working, I had people working for me and they were my supervisors. Who cares, Darth? I'm still talking and you're still here, Darth. So obviously you love being here. I'm only on YouTube for 1 hour, and it's only because somebody said my voice is my money maker. This will help me be a better speaker on TED. All right, they pay $10,000 on TED. Am I ready to go on there? I will be talking about suppressed emotions and how we can heal ourselves. So yeah, if you ever go on TED, there's a lot of healers just like me making $10,000 for speaking. I want to get better. I've only been doing this for 3 weeks. When people come on here and on my Facebook, they're like, oh my God, you're doing something that you said you'd never do, and I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of myself. Thank you. Thanks. Anyways, do the breathing for everyone that's listening to the breathing, and know that you can heal yourself. You have to want it. And if you want to believe these people that you can't, the first thing that you're doing is believing someone that doesn't want to try. Believe someone that's done the work. Believe in someone that's gone through it. I wrote about it. I wrote a book. Oh, just for, you know what? I should read my book on here. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. My book, and I should post it on here. But my book is Unbroken by Julie Hiskett. I'll post it on here when I download it, because you can re-listen to this. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I got to get ready for work. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And thanks for all your support. How do you know, Darth? Do you have anything nice to say? Don't forget to like, my friends. Thank you. Thank you, Cone. I'm just going to call you Cone. There's a reason why psychologists spend time to get real degrees. Yeah, those psychologists are my friends. And did they help you? I don't think they've helped you. See you tomorrow, Caleb. And thanks for your support. How many psychologists are doing really good? I'm glad that they've helped you. But they didn't help you to be a nice person. But you're still here, so you're being supportive of me, and I love you. If you want to learn how to breathe, just come on here, learn the breathing. It helped me. It helped me let go. And what it does is it releases the stuck energy that many of us did not know before. We pop pills for our pain. You don't have to pop pills anymore for pain. Pop those pills, but let go of the energy by breathing. All right. That's all I'm going to say. Darth might be jealous, but he's still supportive. You should tell your friends about that lovely channel. I have. I started today because I wanted to make sure I was still coming on here and I was comfortable. It took me a long time to be comfortable on here. I keep trying. Thanks, you guys, for being supportive.